It is Monday, the 3rd of March, 2025. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. It's the beginning of a new week, and this week we're doing songs about spring, or that have a spring feeling, really. I've done this several times now. In fact, this is the 4th time where I do a week themed on a season, and this is the final one because it's the final season of the year's cycle, spring. I think it's funny to end with spring, and I also think it's interesting that I partially did this cycle because Andrew Huang has a series of albums for each season, and I always do the title track of those albums on these weeks. But he actually started with the album Summer and ended with the album Spring. And that is exactly what I have done because I started this show during the summer of last year and I'm ending it in the spring of, well, I'm ending it in the summer of this year, but I'm doing the final season week in spring. And I think that's really cool and sexy of me to have done that without planning it. So today we're doing the titular Spring from the album Spring by Andrew Huang. Now, as I explained before, this project started off as a series of albums by Andrew's band Your Heart, and they released Summer and Autumn, and then he re-released Summer and Autumn under his own name, and then released Winter and Spring under his own name to complete the quadrilogy. However, some songs were released under the Your Heart name on separate releases that were kind of bonus releases. There was a addendum to Autumn called Fall, which has Love Number 1 on it, and also a few songs that I think... Wait, actually, hold on. I just realized, actually, on Fall, the song Photographs Plus Maps is on it, and that song ended up on Spring. That's really interesting, actually, because I knew that... So he released one called Spring Fling, which starts with this song Spring, and I knew that, but I didn't realize that a song from Fall made it onto Spring. That's really weird, but cool. Other songs from Spring Fling that ended up in the album, Little Bird was on there as well. I really like Romance Bay Street from Spring Fling. I wish that had gotten more to do. Anyway, we're talking about the titular Spring. There is a music video for it. Let's go listen to it now and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. And that was Spring by Andrew Huang. Now, something I find interesting about this is that it very much feels like a bookend to Summer. And I don't just mean because they loop around, but Summer, the album, starts with the song Summer, which is like a real carefree summery sounding song. And this song, Spring, has a very similar feel to it. And Andrew has gone through a bunch of different styles in his time. He's very prolific and he does a bunch of different genres. But I feel like he moved away from this sort of pop rock feel that he had back in the day. And having this song again feels like going back to it, you know? And so it brings the whole project full circle. But also something I appreciate is that on all the previous albums, the title track was always the first track. And on this album, it's the final track. On Spring Fling, it was the first track, but on the finished Spring album, it's the final track. So it fully brings it full circle and ends with Spring is Sprung. Here we are. And I love that so much. I think it's a really great button on the top of this whole project, and indeed on my podcast as well, although we're not at the end yet, but we will be. So I guess let's talk about the song itself. Smell those blooms in the atmosphere, birds singing sweeter than strawberries. Spring is here, spring is here. Big boots away, get your bike in gear. I bought zucchini seeds for you because spring is here, spring is here. This is going to be the best season of my life. Everything I'm going to do so well, do it right. Give me that sun, give me that shine. I could be yours, you could be mine. If you're the one, it's the right time because spring has sprung and you need ice cream on your tongue. So, starts off with the spring imagery immediately. Smell those blooms in the atmosphere. Everything's blooming. It's spring. It's renewal. There's flowers and plants and everything. Birds singing sweeter than strawberries. You know, you're invoking fruit, which is another growth and renewal thing, but saying that birds are singing sweeter than strawberries. It's a lovely image. And then spring is here. Spring is here. Big boots away. Get your bike in gear. I don't know if he means big boots away as in like bombs away, like let's go hiking, or if he means put them away because you don't need them for the muck and the rain. Get your bike in gear. Let's go cycling. I bought zucchini seeds for you. I don't know if that's him just being silly and saying something specific, or if that is specifically something that someone like his partner is a fan of, because it's a very specific thing to say, zucchini seeds. But anyway, spring is here. This is going to be the best season of my life. Everything I'm going to do so well, do it right. again, because this bookends the whole thing, I love that he says this is going to be the best season of my life, and it's the last track in the last album. It gives us this sort of continuous cycle feel, you know? Give me that sun, give me that shine. I just like that lyric, give me that sun, give me that shine, because it's give me that sunshine, right? But it's just, it feels very adventurous, right? I could be yours, you could be mine. If you're the one, it's the right time. Just simple rhyming things and talking about love, because spring has sprung and you need ice cream on your tongue. Spring has sprung is not an original thought of Andrew's, but it's a nice phrase. And you need ice cream on your tongue. The weather's lovely. Let's go get ice cream. You need ice cream on your tongue. You deserve it, you know? Get on the patio with a beer. Everybody knows that's what you do when spring is here. Spring is here. I got no problem with the cold of the year, except that it's cold and I'd rather know spring is here. Spring is here. This is going to be the best season of my life. Everything I'm going to do so well. Do it right. And then the chorus again. So get on the patio with a beer. I feel like that's a very, spring or summer image, sitting on the patio with a beer. Everybody knows it's what you do when spring is here. Yeah, like I said, it's a typical image. I got no problem with the cold of the year. I mean, we listened to your winter album, except that it's cold. I love that because he immediately contradicts himself. And I'd rather know spring is here, spring is here. So he's like, I have no problems with winter, but spring is better. And then repeats the pre-chorus and the chorus. And then the chorus, however, changes in the end. It's because spring has sprung. You make me feel so young. Now, that might just be him saying that you make me feel so young. But in the original Spring Fling, spring was immediately followed by a cover of the song You Make Me Feel So Young, which is a song originally from a musical called Three Little Girls in Blue. It was famously recorded by Frank Sinatra, and Andrew's cover is kind of in the style of the Frank Sinatra version. And so I assume it's specifically referencing this song because the song goes, You make me feel so young. You make me feel like spring has sprung, right? So it's kind of referencing itself. And so I wonder, was he inspired to make spring based on You Make Me Feel So Young? Was he making spring and he remembered You Make Me Feel So Young? I don't know, but there's a connection there and I enjoy it. And then it goes, You make me feel so young and so in love, so in love, so in love, we're so in love. Again, just bring this lovely imagery in. And then it just repeats, give me that sun, give me that shine. I could be yours, you could be mine. If you're the one, it's the right time because spring has sprung. It just keeps repeating that and fades out. And of course this album and project ends on a fade out. And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple song with some little references there. The music video is just time-lapse drawings on a tablet and it's very sweet and very cute. And that's pretty much it. So let's go with this spring week. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell other people about this show. Thank you so much for listening and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
If you could change, I'll never let you know. Spring. Other songs from Spring Pling?